You know what I'd really like? No, love. What I'd really love so much I'd be tempted, genuinely tempted, to kill for. And not in an, oh, I'd kill for that sort of way, because people don't really mean it when they say it like that. No, in a very real sense of I would kill someone, actually end their life if it's satisfied. This insatiable urge inside me. And I know you'll think it's an overreaction on my part when I tell you, but I really, genuinely, actually, honestly think I'm just this far away from committing murder right now, because I would love a mug of tea right now, like a proper honest mug of tea, overly milky and 3 sugars, and damn the consequences, in a proper honest mug, you know, with a bit of heft and weight so you can, you know, wrap your fingers around. That would really just make my life right now, it really would. And as I say, I'm just about ready to murder anyone, literally anyone, if the result of that act was the appearance of just such a mug of tea in my hands. Really and truly, I don't think I've ever craved a mug of tea quite so violently in my life. Well, one other time. You know how they say you smell burning toast when you're about to have a stroke? Well, I don't know if it's the same for everyone, but it seems that every time I have really, really good sex, and I'm going on a limited number of incidents, but when it happens, I get the biggest bang of tea right up my nostrils and behind my eyes. I think it's the front of my brain right there. And the cravings just get so immense. And this one time I'm thinking of, there was literally nothing else for it, and will strike me down, this guy. I like guys. The guy I had really, really good sex with, he didn't have any tea in his kitchen. Not a single solitary little bag. And I turned the place upside down looking for one, let me tell you. So out I stormed, didn't say goodbye. Well, I didn't give him my number. I mean, if he doesn't have tea in the house, then what's the point, right? Psycho. So I made a beeline for the Tesco down the road, and I went in and marched straight up to the man and asked where the tea was. I was probably less than polite about it on reflection, but he pointed and said aisle 4. So down aisle 4 I went, to the little sticky out sign that said tea. God, that sign was like a little star over Bethlehem, but, you know, for hot beverages. And you have never seen a more eclectic array of tea in all your life. It was like tea IKEA, because everyone goes in for all that herbal stuff now, don't they? It's good for the isotopes or the electrolytes or whatever. But to hell with all that. All I wanted was a proper mug of proper normal tea with too much milk and 3 sugars. You think that wouldn't be too much to ask. But they had such a variety of tea. Green tea, jasmine green tea, orange and lotus flower green tea, white tea, pomegranate white tea, and then the fruit teas with the silly onomatopoeic names. Orange crush, apple crunch, blackcurrant burst, raspberry and dragonfruit sensation, which, yes, isn't onomatopoeic, but still, you know. And then a few with all these promising adjectives: invigorating peppermint, calming chamomile, revitalising lemon and ginger, restoring raspberry and echinacea, reviving nettle and blackberry. Like anyone's ever been revived by a nettle. And then a few more that clearly weren't as good because they just said things like strawberry and raspberry, cranberry and raspberry, cherry and cinnamon, mango and cinnamon, and at the very end, fennel and cardamom detox. Ooh, feeling a bit gabby today? Well, get some fennel and cardamom. That will really clean you out. 19 sodding flavours, that is, 19. And was there a single, normal, regular tea among them? No. So I found the man and asked again where the tea was, and he said, aisle 4. And I said, let me show you aisle 4. And Frog marched in there and showed him that shelf, and he said, look, tea. And I said, no, it's not tea. It's not bloody tea if it's got fruit in it. Where's the normal tea? And he just shrugged and said, it's a Sunday, we get our delivery later on, come back in a couple of hours. And I realise now, the thing to do, the reasonable thing to do, would have been to give him fair warning. The thing to do would have been to tell him this story, except, well, of course it hadn't happened by that point. But to tell him what I told you, that I was so on edge, so much in need right then and there of a mug of tea, normal tea, in a hefty mug with too much milk and 3 sugars, that I would have willingly and actually have killed a man. That I would willingly and actually have grabbed the steak knife from the display nearby and stabbed a Tesco shop assistant in his chest in order to make the tea appear. That would have been the reasonable thing to do. Hindsight is a marvellous thing. Well, of course, we live and learn. I certainly have. I'll just have the coffee.